Well, folks, welcome to one more edition of Politics and Right. I'm Egberto, Willies, your host. Thank you so kindly for being a part of the show. We are going to have a great show for you today, as usual. Tomorrow is the day. Folks, I don't care if you are in a wheelchair. I love you anyway. And at the same time, want you to love freedom as well. And that means even if you have to stay at home, get out on that porch like one of our listeners said this morning with a sign. Get out on the sidewalk in front of your home with a sign. Get on the corner if you can make it down there, or if you can wheel yourself down there and show up and take a picture. Get your cameras and put it out there on all our networks. But we want to see millions of people out tomorrow. We need to show these fascists that we are not going to allow fascism. It's not that we hope not to have it. It's not that we're going to try not to have it. It's that we are not going to become a fascist country. Punto y final. Punto y final. No vamos a ser un país fascista. No vamos a ser un país fascista. Okay, let me tell you, folks, welcome aboard. Those that are in, remember the first set of folks on Substack have missed. So please, for me to call you out, go ahead and stick your city and state, and I'll call you out. Put your city and state, and I'll call you out in the chat on Substack. Welcome aboard. Number one again, Michael Rudden, Brooklyn, New York. Second person in the chat, Paul Fleming Sr. from Powder Springs, Georgia. We also have in the chat, para ver. Paul, I got Paul Joanne from Los Angeles, California. We have in the chat Lee Grant from Montgomery County saying, hey, y'all, how you doing, Lee Grant? And others, let's go to Barbara Fetante, my great activist sister back in Austin, Texas. Susan Cahill, Marge KJ, how you doing, Marge? Fem K, welcome aboard. On the other chat, Lee the Bearcat from, I think Lee the Bearcat is from Austin, Texas. Breach MCP. Love my Breach MCP. Love to have you here, Breach. You know what? I am so embarrassed. I am glad I saw you, Breach, because as soon as I get off this call, I have one big interview to do. And then I am going to pack your darn thing up and send it. What a terrible friend I am. I've been really busy, sister. I really am. But I'm still a slack off. All right. Cynthia Verdell. How you doing, beautiful? Bean Pan, welcome aboard. Aline Fuchilo. Aline is from Ridge, L.I. Arlene from Ridge, L.I. What is L.I. again? L.I.? Am I going crazy? Is there a state with the initials L.I.? Help me out, guys. Help me out. Eric Hayes from Atascocita. Cynthia Verdell, I'm okay. And you, I'm good, Cynthia. Hey, Cynthia, where are you from again? What state and city and state? Throw it in there for me. Let's see what else we got. Lee Grant is in Montgomery County. And Arlene Fuchilo is from Long Island, New York. No, Breach, you're not from Long Island, New York, Breach. Oh, Long Island. Okay, L.I. means Long Island. Got you. All right, let me see what we got up here. What have we got up here? TRT World. Cynthia Verdell is from Hinesville, Georgia. Great. You know, we're represented on both coasts and in the center of the country. And Bean Pan is from Round Rock, Texas. Hey, Bean, you know what I love in Round Rock? That big, huge donut. I forgot the name of the donut shop. I think it's right off of Interstate 35. You go a little bit in town, and there's a donut shop there that sells all kind of donuts. But what I always buy is that orange donut that's about this big. And I mean, guys, that donut is this big. What's the name of the donut shop, Bean Pan? It's this big. All right, Cindy Herf, welcome aboard. And Linda, welcome aboard. All right, TRT World. Meta just erased slain Gaza journalist Al-Afari from IG. Is it whitewashing Israeli genocide? Of course it is. The erasure of Saleh al-Jafari account comes amid years of criticism that Meta routinely honors Israeli government takedown requests targeting Palestinian content. In yet another example of how some Silicon Valley firms collude with the Israeli state to suppress Palestinian voices, social media giant Meta has permanently deleted the Instagram account of slain Palestinian journalist Saleh al-Jafarawi just hours after he was shot and killed on Sunday by members of an Israeli-linked clan in the Savra district of Gaza City. Al-Jafarawi, 28, had spent the last 2 years documenting Israel's relentless bombardment and alleged war crimes in Gaza for his 4.5 million strong audience on Instagram, as well as various news outlets, including TRT World. In one of his last and most widely circulated videos posted on the day the latest ceasefire was declared, Al-Jafarawi filmed himself walking through the streets of Gaza, broadcasting the news to those cut off by an ongoing internet blackout. Now both he and his work have been wiped from the digital record, including archives such as the Way... It was wiped off of the Wayback Machine? Oh my God. That is influence. That is influence. Now both his work have been wiped from digital record, including the archives such as the Wayback Machine. Al-Jafarawi was killed during a shootout by members of a militia that collaborated with Israeli forces. Multiple media reports indicate he was surrounded by armed men and shot 7 times. All right, folks, I want to pause here. You've changed a discussion that I intended to have, but I'm going to have it here, Michael Rudden. This article is more important than you will ever imagine. Thank you for this, Michael. In the digital world, where we give the presence and we upload everything that is currently occurring to Instagram and Facebook and all these other places, this is the problem. That all of that was erased, and also erased. The Wayback Machine keeps cached all of the internet, so I can go back and look at my web page of how it looked 10 years ago, and I can still find those web pages of what I did 10 years ago. In fact, I got some awards from CNN a few years ago, and CNN took down the pages, and I couldn't find the pages anymore that I have cross-linked to my site. All I did is went to the Wayback Machine, put the date in, put this URL from CNN, and it pulled up the old website that showed the awards, etc. But what Michael Rudden is saying with this article here is that all that data from the Wayback Machine, and by the way, you can go to the Wayback Machine and submit a report and ask them to remove one of your pages that you simply don't want even in the Wayback Machine. But you have to convince them to do it. Because I've done that with a page, and believe it or not, it was a page that I had bad information on, and it cached the page. And I wanted to say, no, I made a mistake here, and I don't want, it's not about me. It's about I don't want bad information being spread around the country. And they did remove that from the Wayback Machine. But this is nefarious, as the way this article points out, in that they erase all of what he did. And let me tell you what's worse. With AI now, even videos, and you can say there are videos and copies of videos and images and articles that other people may have copied from him that may still be circulating. And that's true. But do not believe that in the long run, AI won't do a master look at his site and kill all those images as well. Do not put that past, if they've already done it with the Wayback Machine, do not put it past that they wouldn't do that as well. So here is what I constantly tell all of you, right? When I tell you how important independent media is, it's the truth, but it's not enough. Let me just tell you for what I do. while I have my data in the cloud, I also have, and I need to update it to a newer system, I have my own cloud. When I say my own cloud, it's my own drive, right? So that if something like that happens, I don't lose everything. But what this article has done for me, Mr. Rudnin, is in the next few months, I will upgrade my cloud to a system and pull down all of my Google stuff in the cloud, all of my Microsoft stuff in the cloud, all of my Dropbox stuff in the cloud into an area that is fairly safe, so that, at least I have another level of indirection. Now, they could blow up my house, they could blow up the different places, but this needs to be done. And for all of you that have your data up on the cloud, if it is something of very high substance, we just collect too much data for you to have that much space that you require, right? Because I'm going to have to get me a 10 terabyte cloud. And when I say 10 terabytes, it really means 20 terabytes, because I'm going to have to create a mirror, right? And in the interim, or rather, and subsequently, I'll probably collaborate with others so that we will have multiple location of mirrored backup data forming our own cloud. Michael, you open, that article, because of the stuff that I know, right? That article is a dangerous article. What they've done there is very dangerous, because all of our independent media people at least trusted that even if they are going to get throttled, what I mean by throttled is, even if a lot of folks are not going to be made aware that you posted something so that it doesn't get circulated in the internet, like they do to me a lot of times. A lot of times I'll post an article, a damn good article, well-researched article, and it'll get throttled. Most people wouldn't know that I wrote it. And other stupid articles that I write, and I've tested this, right? Wrote something silly, about rum or whatever. And oh my God, I have my social media combined total is over 150,000 people. And if I go ahead and I do certain things, right? Oh, a lot of these folks would see it and they look at it, and then it'll go ahead and go ahead and get it elsewhere, right? And it'll spread to other people, and it'll even bring me more people. But if I write something on Israel, or if I write, and most of what I write, because some would consider it controversial, they will throttle it. And unless I send it out on Substack, where it goes into people's email boxes, a lot of folks won't see it from my EgbertoWillies.com website. These are all things that we have to know as far as how the plutocracy is holding us back from getting information and stuff that we have to do. Cynthia, the Wayback Machine is, let me go ahead and get that for you. These are things that everybody needs to know about. I am going to get it for you, sister. Where is it? This is a Wayback Machine here, and I'm putting it in both chats. You can put a URL and see all the different instantiations of the URL there. Okay? And I put it in both chats. That's the Wayback Machine. That is an archive of the entire internet. So if there is a page by CNN, and let's say they change it a week later, and then they come out and say, oh, this is what we actually have, you can go back and say, no, on this date, this is what you had on your page. So that is how you do it, Cynthia. Anyway, so I know I'm putting a lot of time onto this article that Michael Rudden dropped here, but this is the most article we would have seen in probably months, because this is our future. We are dependent on on independent media going forward. And most independent media folks put their stuff in the cloud. And if the cloud, and I'm not talking necessarily some just as a cloud as a storage location, but if they're going to do stuff like this, we all have to be very careful. And we all have to have secondary places, etc. All right, Michael, again, you're giving me some videos. I hope going forward you make sure they don't have any music in it, Mike, because I like the videos that you've been showing us. They've been very good videos. And the last few times they had no music. So let's see what this one is about. And let's see if I can get it played. I didn't get a chance to work out all the kinks yesterday, but we'll try it and see if it works. Okay, let's see if it works. I don't think it's working, is it? Let's see if we can get it to work. Let's see. I don't think it's working. Let's back up. Okay. Can you guys hear it or not? I don't know. Can you guys hear it or not? Because I can't. All right, nobody's answering on that one. Michael, I gotta work on that this weekend. So I'll work on it this weekend, guys. I'm so sorry about that. I have it muted. What am I gonna do with myself?
It just watched the people of Gaza lift Salah up on their shoulders, rejoicing in the ceasefire, praying that it was the last one needed for this genocide to stop. And the next day he was taken from us, murdered by more criminals Israel had armed, shot 7 times. I watched Salah, the Gaza journalist, the hero, the martyr, our brother, this entire time during the whole genocide. And his smile is unforgettable. And he never stopped smiling the entire time. He lit me up. He lit the world up. He was a light for his people. And he made it through the whole thing, and he was still taken. To add insult to the injury, right after he was slaughtered, Meta deleted his 4.5 million follower page where he posted his footage. They took him from this earth, and they took his work as well. To delete a journalist off social media is to kill them twice. The whole world lost a brother. How could you take this smile from us? He will be memorialized in Gaza one day, inshallah, and we will keep him. And the hundreds, the over 360 journalists, Gaza journalists, Palestinian journalists who are also slaughtered by the state of Israel to cover up their crimes of genocide. Thank you, guys.
I tell you what, guys, I so love our Gen Zers. They are our future, and they're working so hard and telling us a whole lot of stuff that we were not aware of. Thank you for that one, Michael. I really appreciate that one. All right. Fortune, GoFundMe CEO says the economy is so bad that more of his customers are crowdfunding just to pay for their groceries. Tim Cadogan, head of GoFundMe, said the economy is so challenged that more Americans are raising money to buy food, an arresting data point that captures a widening gap between household budgets and basic needs. Cadogan described a notable rise in campaigns for essential groceries, a shift from one-off emergency towards everyday survival. That evolution underscores the new economic reality for many Americans. Persistent inflation, higher borrowing costs, and thin financial cushions are forcing many households to triage bills, juggle debt, and seek help in new ways. And, there's a video I didn't have the time to make when Donald Trump's economic advisor was fronted with what the tariffs are doing, with actual data. And if you ever see his response, I'll fix that for you later on tonight. But it is serious. It is so serious. And a lot of I know a lot of our listeners here, they're fairly well-to-do, living middle class, middle class, upper middle class. A few people that are struggling. But yes, anytime I hear the plight of the 60%, that is the amount of people right now that are struggling in our country. And because 40% is a hell of a lot of people, 40% is a hell of a lot of people, you can have the semblance of an economy doing fine, right? In other words, there are a couple of MAGA come out and say, every time I go to the store, it's filled up. Every time I go here, it's filled up. But that doesn't apply to all those folks that live, when you look at the map, right? And you see red America, what's painted in red. It looks like the entire damn country is red with a few blue dots. But blue dots are where most of the people live. But a hell of a lot of people live in those red areas. And the sad fact about those red areas is those are areas of poverty. Some of these people don't even know how poor they are. But they are used to the food banks. They are used to all of this. And they're used to being able to, and these are the people that I talk about, Democrats not going into those neighborhoods, those areas, those sections of our economy and reaching these people. Whereas the Republicans go and do it by telling them those people that you only see on TV are the reason why you live like this. But some of those people that they see on TV need to be in there to tell them the truth and to show them the truth. I don't know of any Democrat that went into Virginia when those 3 hospitals closed. Prominent Democrats going in there and saying, hey, this is closing because of what Republicans are doing to the economy. And here's why. 6 states have already received, and I'm going to go through that in a little bit, the amount of money they are going to have to pay for their health care. And it is shocking a hell of a lot of people. We have, as activists, as people in the know, as people that are listening to me every day, we have got to do, and I'm speaking to myself as well, we have got to do better to communicate with all these folks. And because, again, it is sad that people have to go to a GoFundMe to get groceries, I mean, I see some of these things and I put a $5 here and a $5. I can't do a lot because, again, I'm trying to with this new policy to survive as well. But I mean, I try to do the part, and it is sad. Coming from Panama, I would have never expected this out of America. Never. Okay, Michael, you have another one that you want me to play.
So the CEO of GoFundMe has come out and said the quiet part.
Let's go ahead and put it on. It seems like it covers the thing that you just said. So let's go ahead and do it, because sometimes in words, it's even better, I think, is what you're trying to say. So let's go ahead and do it.
So the CEO of GoFundMe has come out and said the quiet part out loud about the economy. And I want to speak directly to all of you mega sycophants out there. You see, I'm not afraid to admit that I'm feeling the effects. We are, because we're considering selling our home because it's no longer sustainable. It's no longer sustainable because taxes keep going up. The cost of groceries, the cost of gas, the cost of utilities keep going up and up and up. You see, I remember a time that we could go to Walmart, which is not far from my home, and we could spend maybe $100 to $150 a week for groceries. Sustainable. Now we're spending more than double that. We can't get out of Walmart without spending less than $300. Last week we spent $289 for fucking food. That's $1,200 a month. No, I don't receive any assistance. See, we realize we've been fortunate. We've had to dig ourselves out of a hole more than once and rebuild. We learned from our mistakes. This is a hole that we didn't dig. This isn't a mistake we made. It's a mistake you made. Now, I'm petty. I, for one, hope each and every one of you suffer immeasurable financial suffering. None of you are American patriots. You're all un-American as fuck. You're all party before country. You believe Donald Trump understood you. He wasn't one of the politicians. So let me ask you a question. Do you think Donald Trump has ever stood in front of a fucking stove and cooked a meal for his family? Do you think he even knows how to work a fucking microwave? Do you think he's ever had to prepare anything for himself? Do you ever think he's had financial struggles in his life? Has he ever thrown up bills in the air? Whichever one lands first, we're going to pay this month? But yeah, he understands. So the CEO of GoFundMe has come out and said the quiet part.
That is sad. Thank you for that one as well, Michael. That is sad. NPR organizers of the No Kings protests are projecting that millions of Americans will demonstrate against the policies of the Trump administration Saturday amid ongoing ICE arrests and the deployment of the National Guard troops to several Democratic-run cities around the country. It's going to be huge. Expected crowds over 10 million across the world. I am so looking forward to this. For any in Brooklyn, see you there. I'll be the one wearing an impeach both orange hat. Great. I'm going to be out here in Kingwood. So anybody in this vicinity, come and say hi in Kingwood. Come and do a face-to-face interview in Kingwood, because I'm going to be talking to people over people. And then I'm going to be on the radio and on WBAI at around 10:20, I believe, on WBAI in New York. Then I'll be back on the radio in New York on, I think it's going to be around 1:30 Central Time. So we're going to be doing, this is going to be actually national. We are going to be in a national forum all over the country doing this stuff. So, give me an interview. You may actually be heard all over the country on our Pacifica network. That will be great, because I want to hear your point of view. I know there are going to be a lot of MAGA folks out there. I'm not talking about MAGA folks being MAGA. I'm talking about MAGA folks that are going to be out there holding up signs with us. I saw a couple of names already that are MAGA, and they're going to be out there with us. We're going to have a lot of people, man. Cindy sent me the thing yesterday, and it was like, wow, I cannot believe it. All right. Breed says the ice age is over. Millions to protest turn and joined by other countries. These are the countries with rallies planned. Austria, Canada, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Mexico, Panama, whoop, whoop, Portugal, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom. And I bet there are other Latin American countries that are going to be driving as well. Let's see what else we got here. I'm scrolling down. Welcome aboard. I saw somebody that I didn't salute, but I missed you. Okay. We got also para ver. I'm scrolling down. Hi, Egberto AVQ. Hello, A2247 from around the world. New York will never turn red. It's impossible for New York to turn red at this point in time. Australia, from Paul Fleming, Australia has passed a bill that will limit the total spending on a party by billionaire like Elon Musk to just $50,000. Democrats have to do this. Yes, they do. Egberto, thank you for reading of course, Michael, you give us some good material. A lot of people give us some great material. But you are prolific. So I thank you. Anthony LaFranco from California. I can't remember what city yet. I haven't called your name enough to get it metastasized in my brain, brother. But I know you're here, LaFranco. Thank you for being here. Maywood from Long Beach, California. My personal files, I saved them across multiple hard drives and thumb drives. I might lost some video which aren't doubled up. Too much space. Yeah, I know. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. Mike Cisak tells me Here it is, guys. Egberto using a very left-wing biased website to knock another source. Here's an ad hominem fallacy. You need to counter the actual story and facts which seem you can't. Well, thank you for that, sir. Thank you for that. Gene Deigel. How you doing, Gene? Gene, I think, is from Alvin, Texas, right? Let's see. Can I have a link to the article from Michael? Which article is that, Bridge? Michael, give Bridge the article she's looking for. Let's see. Scott Adams, I'm coming down and I need to get to a video to show you guys in a minute. Okay, if I miss something else, you guys can let me know. If I miss something, let me know. Cynthia said, Egberto, please tell them that Antifa is not an organization, it's an ideology. Well, I think you just did, Miss Verdell. Antifa is not an organization. So when they tell you we're arresting a member of Antifa, it shows you that they are fairly unintelligent. Okay. Oh, Wayback Machine. I'm the one who provided that. Let me give it to you, the Wayback Machine. I think it's here. Okay, I just posted it again for you, Breach. There's a Wayback Machine. Jennifer Hunter, welcome aboard. All right. By the way, guys, after the show today at 4:30, I am interviewing Bill Black on Substack. It will be on Substack and Substack only. I will be interviewing Bill Black. Bill Black is one of the guys who handled, I don't know if you guys remember the savings and loan crisis. And he also wrote the book, If You Want to Rob a Bank, Own One. So that's who I'll be interviewing at 4:30, live on Substack at 4:30. As soon as I get off today, I'll be posting the link on my Substack note. So sign up, guys. We are going to have fun with Mr. Black is going to tell quite a few truths. All right, let's see. Oh, I didn't load that video. Let me go ahead and load that video as I speak here. Please, video, please be there. Our president showed how... Why didn't you load? All right, our president showed how presidential he was today. I want to play something for y'all, and you guys tell me your thoughts. Okay, I'm going to play this. Tell me, how do you feel that this is our president? Here we go. Another presidential moment. Profanity out of the United States as he makes a threat to Venezuela, apparently trying to appease the United States. Listen to this and then we'll take it on the other side.
The president has been reported that Maduro offered everything in his country, all the natural resources. He even recorded a message to you in English recently, offering mediation. What should we do to stop that?
He has offered everything. He's offered everything. You're right. You know why? Because he doesn't want to fuck around with the United States. You know why? Because he doesn't want to fuck around with the United States. Thank you, everybody.
You know what? Donald Trump think he's all powerful and he can say as he pleases, and he can run ramshot around all the countries around the world as they all stand by, placate, allow him. They simply know they have to grease him for a while. What Donald Trump doesn't realize is that all the countries around the world, they have long memories. And while they're playing a weak hand, they're just waiting for one to falter. America, let me tell you something. These countries with long memory, what Donald Trump is doing right now, they will remember and we will pay the price. They will remember and we will pay the price. You know, I mean, I just don't understand. I just put it in there again, Bridge MCP. For the Wayback Machine. I just put it in there. All right, let's go to the subject at hand. If I can find it that we want to talk about. I actually spoke about this this morning on my 6 o'clock show, but I think it's so important that we need to cover it and we need to keep covering this baby. The title, let me go ahead and see if I can get it up on the screen. Para ver, ahí está. All right. ACA marketplace previews show staggering premium spikes due to GOP subsidy cuts. Look, this is not a surprise to me. This should not be a surprise to any one of you that are listening here that are regulars of Politics Done Right. None of it should be a surprise. But let's see. Egberto, I question the link you put up. Site of the true original. I use the link that I put up all of the times. So I am not sure what you mean, but anyway, go ahead and do what you need to do. All right. So here is the thing. We've been talking about before the big ugly bill passed. We've been talking about what was going to happen, and people, the math was always absolute. The mathematics, the arithmetic was always absolute. That we chose to ignore it, or that some chose to ignore it, is sad. But before I go into it, our poet laureate has a limerick, and I want everybody to hear it. So I haven't read it, so I'm doing it hot again, and it goes as follows. Government shut down and the country's in trouble. Healthcare costs keep rising, soon may double. While the president and Congress live in a MAGA bubble, they threaten to shred the Constitution and turn our democratic republic into rubble. It's up to us citizens to protest and resist. March together, raise a collective fist. For freedom and justice, patiently persist. And for lawful rights, we must insist. If we the people make our voices audible, display our dissent with signs highly visible, then will a new dawn for America be possible, and our progress as civilized nations be unstoppable. And my new Daily Kos article, aka John Quill. Oh, check out. That's not part of it. Check out brother. I can't believe I did that. Brother Tom Zarnick's article at his handle at Daily Kos is John Quill. John Quill at and he put the link in there, and the link is in the chat. Let me also put the link in the Substack cache, because I don't think he put it there, so I'm going to put it there for him. How comes you're not in Substack? You're a subscriber. You're a paid subscriber of Substack as well, brother. All right. Anyhow, let's go ahead and continue now with what we were talking about before. And we spoke about how expensive things are going to be. Not only, we spoke about the tariffs. We spoke about what they're going to do to healthcare. We spoke about all of it. And people just didn't want to believe. They just did not want to believe. So what did they get for it? Well, let's start. On Wednesday, ACA health insurance marketplace in 6 states, California, Maine, Minnesota, Vermont, Oregon, and Kentucky, launched window shopping tools that allow residents to compare their current insurance premiums with the ones they expect to pay next year. Increases could be the most drastic for customers making over 400% of the poverty line, which is around 1 million people. They would have to cover the entire cost of premiums and grapple with an 18% jump in overall premium costs. In other words, the base cost plus the increase in the premium. Not just 18%, but the 18% in increase of premium costs. Across each of these states, the advocacy group Protect Our Care found plans that are expected to increase dramatically, sometimes the prices several times higher than they were this year. There is no longer any doubt about the healthcare disaster Republicans have created, said the group's chair, Leslie Dutch. Working families can now log on to a computer and see Republican healthcare betrayal right before their eyes. Middle-income Americans who are older but not yet old enough to receive Medicare are expected to see the steepest increases in their premiums, according to the Kaiser Foundation, Family Foundation. When Protect Our Care looked at plans for 60-year-old couples making $85,000 a year, the group found staggering results in each state. In Clay County, Kentucky, the group found that a Clear Silver plan, which charges the couple a premium of $559 per month this year, will cost, wake up, it will cost $2,736,000 per month. Nearly 5 times that amount next year after subsidies expire. The subsidies expire in December. So that is what their insurance bill is going to look like in January. I guarantee you, if most people are told your bill is going from $550 to $2,700, you're going to say, "Oops, nope, can't do that." You know, I raised hell when my electric bill went up by like 15-20%. But you know, we knew this was going to happen. We knew this was going to happen. All right, Maywood got his COVID booster and the flu shot last week. I got mine 2 days ago, and I felt like crap yesterday. But today I'm feeling better, even though tired. I did my full workout this morning because, you know, tomorrow is a big day, which is our No King's Day. But I did it. All right. So that's what the price is in Clay County. In Mission Viejo, California, premiums for the same couple's Anthem Blue Cross Silver plan would more than quadruple from $516 per month this year to $2,188 a month. $2,188 a month. The same is true in Medford, Oregon, where a Mata Health Silver plan would increase from $622 this year to $2,644 per month. Who the hell do you think is going to be able to afford that? People can't. That's why they had received subsidies before. That's why they should receive subsidies before. While these are particularly egregious examples, KFF estimated earlier this month that the average ACA recipient will see their premiums increase by 114% next year. You know, in other words, they're saying even though those were some of the higher ones, you know, the people that were close to, just needed a little bit of subsidies, the rates are going to really skyrocket by double. So somebody who's paying $600 a month now for their health care will now pay $1,200 a month. And I can guarantee you that even though they're going to pay twice as much, their co-pays may go up, their deductibles, etc. It's a shame. But we told you this was going to happen. And people say, well, you know, that costs the taxpayer money to subsidize. Yes, it does. $30 billion. How much are we giving to Argentina again? Oh, $40 billion. How much of the tax breaks did we get? Oh, wait a minute. It was $1 trillion extra in tax breaks. Divide that by 10 years. That comes out to be, oh, wait a minute. $100 billion. So if we just reduce the tax cuts a bit, we could actually afford it, right? We could actually afford it. Folks, if you don't, look, the answer is really simple, right? The government should be paying 100% of the healthcare out of the Medicare trust fund, right? All for all Americans, all. If we raise it to 4% and kill every insurance company, that's all we got to do. Get rid of every insurance company. Just getting rid of every insurance company would save us $500 billion a year. Just doing that alone. Because all that money goes into the pockets of these wealthy thugs. That's all we need to do. The overhead for Social Security, the overhead for Medicare is under 3%. The overhead for private insurance, 18% and rising. The 18% is a cap that Obamacare put on it, but they find all kind of ways around that 18%. Exactly. So look at how Mike Cisak bought the Kool-Aid. He said, "Who's we? I am tired of paying your lazy rear end people." No, we are paying for you, Mike Cisak. If you take a look at the amount of money you get living in Missouri from the government, you are on the dole, Mike Cisak. So as you talk about all these people taking stuff, you take more stuff than anybody else in this chat. You get more stuff. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if you were probably on food stamps. It would not surprise me, because what we found is a lot of these people talking a lot of crap. They themselves are on food stamps. It's not called food stamps anymore, right? On SNAP. So please, I don't want to hear it from you, because I know that you don't have much, brother. I know that you don't have much. I know that you're poor, to put it bluntly, Mike Cisak. I know who you are. All right, so let's continue. Actually, you're very poor. I hate just putting it out there like that. So let's be clear here. You depend on government more than anybody else. All right. Let's see what else we got here. So, folks, we've been talking about this healthcare thing for a long time. Okay, and it's interesting. Because if you take a look at how that ties in with what else is happening in the country, no, you don't. Don't let look. Let me tell you something, brother. Don't come on here and lie anymore, okay? Because I'm liable to expose you, sir. All right. Let's go ahead and don't anybody that at any time gave me a hint that they were going to, say something about me or whatever, I've looked into. Let me just let you know that. All right. Let's continue. Here is the other thing. Okay, I think it's going to be time to expose you, but anyway, let's continue. Let's continue here. Because Mike Cisak is going to give me such a laugh. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's amazing how these poor MAGA people, right? They don't have a pot to do. You know what? I hate speaking like this, but it just amuses me. It amuses me. Because I know who he is, right? And it amuses me. He says, "I pay more in taxes than you make in a year." Okay, brother. We need to do what Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says that we should do. Laugh at these people. Laugh at them. Because their Führer has screwed them and they know it. Their Führer has screwed them and they know it. Okay, sorry, but look, I'm going to get back into my professional tone. But Mr. Cisak just made me, 38K is money? Really, Mr. Cisak? Oh boy. Anyway, let's continue here because CSEC is amusing us too much. All right, let's continue here with the other item that I wanted to cover, and it's really serious. And this one kind of touches home. This one touches home. I am a lot of you see ICE doing a whole lot of stuff, right? And you hear me talk about being a naturalized American citizen. I still have an accent. And I always wonder sometimes, they may just want to mess with me. Who knows? Mike Cisak may go ahead and say, hey, guys, that guy doesn't have a green card, or that guy doesn't have his American passport or whatever. And they use that as an excuse to come and arrest me, right? I'm kidding, of course. But the thing is, it has happened to over 100, and do I have that on the screen? It has happened to over 170,000. 170 Americans. Over 170 Americans, and that is sad because that is something that shouldn't happen in this country. There we go. More than 170 U.S. citizens have been held by immigration agents. Some abused or detained for days. And that's from ProPublica. Very respectable organization. And it is sad. It is very, very sad. So let me tell you guys, I remember when this guy got arrested. I think he got arrested by the farm, when one of the hashish farms. We are going to have to be very serious about what we're doing. Tomorrow, when we go out to our protest, let's remember to be very, very Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. Thank you for that, E2247. I do appreciate that, E2247. Thank you for that. I hadn't realized that, thank you for that. You see when I tell you guys I have the smartest folks, I've been using that Wayback Machine for a long time. Let me make sure and correct that for the audience. I need to correct that because for all of you who looked at the Wayback Machine and used the one that I gave you, he has said that is a mirror site. Let me give you the correct one, guys. Thank you for that, E2247. That is the correct Wayback Machine right there. That is the correct Wayback Machine. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Okay, here's the deal. No, Eric. Laughing every so often, laughing at folks that try to hurt other people. I think it's a good thing, just as AOC said. I love my young millennials and my Gen Zs. They're the ones that are going to take the country over. All right, let's go ahead and remember tomorrow. Let's all go out there. I tell you what, if you're going to go out there, put a yes in the chats for me, guys, in both chats. If you are going to, I want to just do an informal tally here. If you are going to the, if you can, that is if you have the opportunity to type. I know some of you are driving and some of you are doing other things, but if you have the opportunity, if you can type a Y, if you're going to the, if you're going to participate in a march tomorrow, please put a Y or a yes in the chat. If you're going to be there. Come on, folks, please. I know you don't want to type, but please type and put a Y or yes in there if you're going to one of them. Cynthia says yes. All right, come on, guys. No. Eric says no. Mike Cisak says no, I have to work. E2247, yes. Michael, yes. Coming in. There you go. Who else is going? Come on, Substack chat. Are you going to it or not? Cynthia says yes. Arlene Fuchilo says yes. I know you don't want to type, guys, but let me just kind of get there are 72 of you guys in Yeah, Bean Pan is going. Wow, that's a good percentage, guys. Who else is going? Who else is going? Who else is going? All right. Eric says he's working. No, you said you're cutting your yard. Paul Fleming, no, have to work. Okay, Paul, you're forgiven for that. Let's see. Jigo says yes in Pearland. All right. Maywood says yes as well. And let's see what else we got. Bean Pan says yes. Arlen Fuchilo says yes. Who else is going? Who else is going? You mean only that amount are you going to say yes in the live chat on Substack? I know more of you are going to do it now. Okay. Look, it's almost time for us to get out of here. I know I've been rambling a lot today. Didn't have a lot of videos for you today, I know. Very pretty busy day. Lee Grant says he's not going. He doesn't want to associate with Antifa. Judy says yes. Thank you, Judy, for going. And anybody else want to say yes? Anyway, I got to get out of here. I have remember, guys, at 4:30, I'm doing an interview with William Black. We're going to talk about we don't have to wait until the elections to start getting things done. We don't have to wait until the elections. So check it out it'll be on our Substack in a little bit. I hope to see some of you there. Barbara Fetante says, I'm going. And Cynthia Verdell says, Antifa is an idea. True, Antifa doesn't exist. Antifa does not exist. But, it's hard to tell these folks that Antifa does not exist. All right, folks, please remember that you can support our program by becoming paid subscribers on Substack. And how do you do that? You do that by going to politicsdoneright.com/newsletter, politicsdoneright.com/newsletter, and become a paid subscriber. Those who become a paid subscriber get to read all those books that you see online and free of charge, among other caveats that we give those who are paid subscribers. The link is in both chats. It is politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. No, Egberto, I'm not going to the No Kings March rally tomorrow because I'm not ambulatory right now. I know. Sorry about both you and your brother, but don't forget to make a sign and put it on your window or something if you can get around. That is, Harry, but we are with you, brother. We are with you. You get healthy, brother. You get healthy. Patrick, everyone should learn to laugh at absurdity. Yep. Hope to see you, Patrick. Love you, brother. Independent voter just joined. Right. Anyway, folks, please support the program. Go to politicsdoneright. Thank you. Gracias, hermano. Go to politicsdoneright.com/newsletter to subscribe to our chat. I got to get out of here. My name is Egberto Willies. This is Politics Done Right. And you guys know how I end this baby. I am what? Out. All of our country's problems, from polarization to ignorance on domestic and international issues to a complete misunderstanding of our economic and healthcare systems, are a direct result of a derelict mainstream media that too often bend over backwards to support corporate or bought politicians' wants as opposed to the people's needs for real information to make their lives better. Independent media is the only solution to inform truthfully and factually. Why? Because our loyalties are to you, the ones who fund us with small dollar contributions and subscriptions. Please consider supporting our independent media platforms by subscribing to our Egberto Off the Record newsletter at politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. Again, that is politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. It's an investment that pays incalculable dividends.